Hey, camera's rolling. Heather, you were right.
It's a Slab Lab way.
ADD is an overdrive.
Business end.
Just try to
Get as much out as possible and then run the boat.
I have zero qualms about talking about how bad this water is, because we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Because I've had so many people reach out to me and say, oh my gosh, I'm afraid mine's the same way. And so we're going to show them how bad it is to how good it can be.
Through all of the extensive testing that has been completed at the Slab Lab, we've been able to determine that there is a massive amount of phosphorus load both within the water and the sediment that is capable of sustaining harmful algal blooms for years to come if there is no direct intervention. The sediment phosphorus fractionation revealed that there is roughly about 20 pounds of reactive phosphorus available per centimeter of sediment. In total, we've estimated that the combined available phosphorus load in this pond is 1,100 pounds. That is both what is available in the water and the sediment. Considering that just 1 pound of phosphorus can fuel 500 pounds of algae, this represents a massive potential bloom that is just unsustainable for a trophy fishery. The week prior to MetaFloc application, surface water samples revealed that the phosphate level was at a 1.3 milligrams per liter. And we also had cyanobacteria comprising of over 53% of the phytoplankton community. Both of those far exceed thresholds for a stable fishery. In order to combat that, we are going to be applying 5 totes of MetaFloc. Each tote of MetaFloc contains 275 gallons of biological phosphorus binder. We know that 1.3 gallons of MetaFloc removes roughly 1 pound of phosphorus from the water. That's how we determined that we were going to use 5 totes for this project, because we have over 1,000 pounds of phosphorus that we want to remove. Around the pond here. I don't know if Landon broke it to you, but one of the totes is already fully in the water.
What? It broke in transient?
It broke in the water.
It's the one over there.
You
next
see
to
the
that
really
paddle
nice
wheel.
empty one?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, well, at least it's in the water. She turned on the paddle wheel right after. I guess Landon didn't break it to you. So we've got 4 full totes for today.
Okay.
Punctured the other side, so then he spun it quick to get it all in the water.
Oh, man.
I know. Man, talk about an expensive mistake, huh?
Yeah.
It's a Slab Lab way.
Well, here, look how much you can see right here. That's the bottom of the Slab Lab right there. I've actually not seen that in a very long time. Just to give you an idea of what visibility was like. Now, I've got on polarized sunglasses, but I've not been able to see that in a very long time.
Wow.
Ooh, MetaFloc. That was what 275 gallons of MetaFloc will do.
Cleared up some over here. Wow.
I also
Oh, yeah,
realized
it
that we
was
have
all-
an old feeder sunk down underneath the dock right
Are you
here.
serious?
Haven't seen it in years either. It's there.
So see, look at how good that product worked.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'd get the paddle wheels on.
You want me to?
Mix
Right
those.
now?
Yeah,
All
mix
right.
those. Keep mixing that product around.
Let her rip, tater chip.
I always get excited when I hear the sound of them.
Sound of money leaving your pocket.
Pretty much.
We have set thresholds that we try to achieve as we move through this. It's not just clarity management. We're looking at the full spectrum, all the way from water quality, which is really the physical, chemical, and biological attributes of a lake. We're looking at every aspect of it. And so we have all these different thresholds for, the chemical aspects of it. For phosphorus, we want to maintain that at about, 100 micrograms per liter or less. If that's above that or way above that, that will spike the algae, will drop in clarity, will move towards more cyanobacteria, higher abundance, and then we're not actually growing fish at that point. We're actually growing more bacteria and causing more muck accumulation, ammonia, and so forth. And so this lake was at the breaking point. There was already well past those thresholds for nutrients. And so what we're doing is we're bringing back the phosphorus down to a level that's going to be able to support, you know, trophy sized fish, not just state records. We're going for world records here. And to be able to get to that point, you need to have good water quality. And so that's part of what the MetaFloc is going to be doing out here. We got five totes. One got broken on the way, staging it around the shoreline, but they're 275 gallon totes. Approximately 1.3 gallons of MetaFloc will bind 1 pound of phosphorus. So this is a known fact, and it's got two different mechanisms with it. So it's got flocking power. It's a slow flocking. It's not aggressive flocking like alum that's going to kill bacteria and zooplankton. It's a slow flocking ability to be able to grab organic matter and slowly bring it back down to where it came from. And then it also is really where the magic happens, is the final binding of phosphorus in the sediments, making it unreactive for continued growth. So it caps that layer so we don't have that continued recycling of nutrients.
What are you doing?
We are going to take everything that's in here, trash pump, hoses, and everything that we need to start doing a MetaFloc application.
Let me pretend like I know what I'm talking about. So we're having an issue with the threading of the valve on the 275 gallon tote with the suction hose. That's all I know. Don't ask me nothing else.
So the solution to the problem, instead of being hooked to the spigot at the bottom of the tote with the pump, we're going to use this suction line, and we'll drop this down in from the top of the tote, get it as far down in the deepest corner as we can, hold it there, fire the pump up, pump the MetaFloc into the pond, save the day.
One thing is, like, once we start going, we want to try to get as much of the product out as soon as possible so we can have a good even spread coverage, get the concentration up. So we'll want to kind of move fast.
Good. Well, we got
So
a plan
moving
to move
fast.
fast. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll meet you down there, Chad.
All right.
Broadcast spread. I'll be able to spread
Business end.
There's been a lot of studies over the past 30, 40 years that have linked the amount of phosphorus directly to cyanobacteria. There's another part of the story. Nitrogen is also important. Phosphorus tells us the total biomass of how much algae you can grow. Nitrogen tends to tell more about the type of species you're going to have, cyanobacteria and cyanotoxin production. We still focus on phosphorus because once you reach so much phosphorus in the water column, there's becomes a competitive advantage for cyanobacteria by self-shading. They have a much better ability to capture light, and they can outcompete all other groups. So if their biomass gets up to a level, they will easily be able to outshade and outcompete any of the other groups, despite having really high nitrogen or good quality nitrogen and stuff. For the nitrogen aspect, it really depends on the nitrate to ammonium ratio. You want more nitrate than ammonia to be able to support more green algae and diatoms. But overall, if you keep your phosphorus below somewhere, every lake's going to be different depending on where you are, your background climate, alkalinity, and so forth. But typically, it's going to be somewhere. There's three main trigger points for where you're going to probably start seeing more cyanobacteria, and that's 100 micrograms per liter phosphorus, 50 and 30, depending on where you are and nutrient ratios in your water. So as soon as you get above 100, you're at a high risk and a high probability that most of the green that you're seeing is going to be cyanobacteria. And so bringing that back down to a stable level where you're going to be able to promote more a diverse assemblage, better groups of algae that are going to be able to, you know, they're so nutritionally valuable, like the greens and the diatoms. They have the good fats to be able to get into the zooplankton, which go into your first year's fish and goes up the food web. Cyanobacteria have none of those fats. They're poor, they have toxins, they stunt your growth of zooplankton. They make it so they can't reproduce, essentially. They're so nutritionally poor, it's a complete dead end. And so that's one metric that we can utilize. It's just phosphorus by itself, keeping that in check below 100 micrograms per liter, or 50 or 30, depending on where you are and your background geology and physical attributes of your lake. Our target is the sediments. We want to make the sediments favorable for, you know, invertebrates to come back in. As long as it's like a nice muddy substrate, the before and afters are going to be very, very close, you know, within a 10% margin of our, you know, dosing based on the sediment phosphorus fractionation. The only times where we have issues with the pre-post is where you have like a lot of filamentous algae, where, you know, maybe some of the product, you might not have seen the algae at that time, but you essentially applied it onto the algae, and it's going to take longer time for it to process through. It's still going to get eventually down to the sediments, but you have to wait for that algae to decay and then finally.
Well, luckily we don't have that here, but we do have, it's out here.
Yeah, we should have, like a month later, the post data should be very close to what, you know, you should see equivalent pounds of phosphorus reduced.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I get you too?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to comment on the shades of green? Y'all not see the difference already?
Oh yeah, it's already starting to see.
Yeah.
Making the
We've got 50
water's
shades of
looking
green
so
out
much
here today.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think this is beautiful. You know.
Yeah.
But when you get up here, like where our standpipe is down there, it is like inches thick flocking.
Yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll get more of that, and the more agitation you get, the more flocking.
Well, I'm telling y'all, even when I came around this corner, I could see my 2 rock piles and my tires right here.
Already? Wow, that's awesome.
That's flocking amazing.
That's so flocking amazing.
Yeah, super excited. We're already seeing some flocking occurring after a couple of hours, with only 2 totes in from part of the lake. So this is this process for bringing together organic materials and clumping them together, and eventually this is going to settle back out and bring back down to the bottom. This is exactly what you want. If you've ever started to see fish start to, you know, show signs of stress or a fish kill starting to occur, one of the fastest things you can do to stop that fish kill from occurring is get enough MetaFloc in there to flock out the ammonia, the organics that's causing the ammonia, get the clarity back into check, and clear the water. I can't tell you how many times where we've been able to save a fishery from going completely belly up just by getting the material that's causing and driving the ammonia spikes out of the water.
We're going to be able to see a lot of really cool things with the water quality changes in the next couple weeks to come. But we're really happy with the progress that we've had. We had a few minor setbacks today with how equipment was running and things like that. But all in all, it was a good day, and we're happy with what we're seeing here. That's insane.
I just thought that was amazing to see. Like, I was like, wow.
I never in my adult life have seen the Slab Lab like this.